not given to you. And from third precept also say, from you no harm come to anybody. I mean, no interference come to anybody's life. And fourth and fifth precept also, those are kind of all the precepts that you are aware of. From those, that way, definitely, if our whole society practicing, then there is no need for us to lock our doors and go away. You know, we have to lock our doors, we have to lock our cars and everything because no trust. So therefore, however, as a society, even though if we are not sure about it, as an individual, we definitely, you are providing fearlessness. And you are providing liberation from oppression. You're not doing any harm, forceful things to anybody. So when we look at that, definitely you are their good provider. But what we have to have, when we practice these things, you do it, but in mind you don't know it. So what going with the teachings of the Supreme Buddha, we have to be mindful of all these good things that we do. That is called avajjanakam, to build up our wholesomeness. You can be, when we, after practicing, if you can, at the end of the day, if you can think of what you practice. Oh, I observe precept this morning, I maintain it. Definitely you can look at that. Reflect on the things that you did. So reflecting on that for the whole day, I provided abedana. Of course, in the other side you practice morality. I built up my skill of moral conduct. So that way you can be happy. On the other hand, from you, no fear came to anybody. So that way you provide of the fearlessness. So there are a lot, because the things that we do, they are not limited to one thing. Even though that's sila, conducting. On the other hand, that's giving. You provided fearlessness. From once people know about you, oh, I know, she is a good Buddhist. He is a good practitioner. So definitely we know that. No fear. Once they know your principles, they definitely come to understand that you are a person who is genuinely practicing from you, fear is not arising. That only not for human beings. Even you can see that, and we don't. Through, suppose now, there are habits. We all have habits. Some child comes and, or if there is a cat or a dog, some children have a habit of taking the tail and disturbing the cat. When that happens, even though cat or a dog likes children, that dog or cat would never stay with that child. Whenever cat sees that child, he goes away. They feel because they have experience. So similarly, if we are speaking to the cat or treating the cat nicely, that cat or dog would come closer to you. You can see that when you are feeding birds, they come. First day they would not come. Once they slowly build up the trust, they come. Whenever you go, whenever they see, they come. Even the fish, they come. From distance, they feel that this person is coming, so they are coming. So that is how the nature of this, feelings-wise. Because you also remember that whenever you feed birds or feed fish or feed anybody, you are not going to do that with desire in your mind to entertain others. You enjoy, right? When you put something to fish, they come and fight and starve him, then they are getting harmed from that. So therefore we should not give something to enjoy, seeing that struggle that innocent living beings go through. That is a wrong giving. So we have to find out. whatever we do, it's not creating any kind of negative, any kind of harm to the other beings, other party. That is where we have to be careful. That's what we have to be mindful. So in that way, we are really practicing generosity. Then from that we can be joyful, thinking, we are doing right thing. So all of a sudden, our mind is very sneaky, very much, we forget and we try to entertain it. The demands are so high. Demand is say, okay, do that. Or somebody will even be teasing sometimes. There are very minute things, but with the wrong minds we do. And the very same way, very simple things we do, if you think proper way, we can earn, we can develop a lot of wholesome qualities. So that way we can develop and the other thing we have to remember, whatever we do, reason why we do this giving or sharing is to eradicate our craving, our attachment, our defilements. That is what we always have. No matter what you do, not only giving, important thing bear in our mind is that I am doing this. By this giving, by this good karma, may I be able to reduce my defilements, eradicate my defilements. So if you can have that in your mind, that would be right, that's right thing you are doing. Otherwise, sometimes some people, I hear that sometimes people say, oh, I have done enough dana to attain nirvana. Somebody asked me, Bhante, somebody is saying, somebody is saying about another person, this person has done enough dana to attain. I said, how many times give you dana? Within 24 hours, at least 16 hours we are awake. If you are not mindful, you could have given dana, like you are taking care of your kids. You cook and feed your children. But did you have your mind, right mind in that place? Maybe you are cooking for your parents, elderly parents. That's a dana, that's true. But did you do that with right mind? Did you have a generous mind, or were you doing it just to get rid of that, requirement as a child, with unhappy mind, right? Sometimes we do things with unhappy minds because that's a duty. I have to do this. I am getting late, thinking that we do. That's not. Do simple things with happy minds. All this could be very beneficial. That way you definitely do. But giving dana, if he or she meant what she has done, giving offering poor people, offering the monks, offering the elderly people, if that is, how many times have you done in your life? But what about the day-to-day life, all negative things that comes through our mind? So those are unwholesome karmas. As far as we are awake, we are accumulating karmas. If you are not mindful, definitely those things could be negative karmas. So definitely we have to be mindful. Without having mindfulness, we lose our opportunities that we can generate good karmas. So therefore, always, whenever you give something, don't wish for heavenly bliss. Those things would come. Either you wish or not, definitely those things comes to you. What is hard thing is to work with our mind. Definitely, very difficult thing is to be hard, work with our mind. So therefore, whenever you have opportunity, maybe you have a person, maybe you see a monk, you can simply wish, I am offering this to Mahasangha. May this good wholesomeness or good karma, by the part of this good wholesome karma, may I be able to eradicate my defilements. That is what we have to aim for. So that is one of the goals of practicing giving, dana, for that reason. Otherwise, what is happening? To reduce our attachment for the things that we have. We have so much attachment. Even though I like, I cannot give it. I hold back. Even I